Hey guys, it's RebeccaLynOberstadt. I figured today we could try something spooky, and so that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm not going to talk about the palette that I'm using. I'm just going to kind of do a look, so that way if you are curious about what I'm using, I can put that in the comment section, like the description box down below, and you can follow along with colors that are in your collection. I saw a video the other day from Samantha March where she said that a lot of people don't follow tutorials anymore because people focus on a specific palette. So I'm going to try and not do that today. I do have several things out. I have this entire sheet of rhinestones out. I have a little rhinestone picker-upper thing, and I have some stencils with some spooky designs on them. And I have all my brushes. All my brushes are right here on the counter, all freshly washed. Washed them about 4 hours ago. So some of those I will actually be using. And yeah, if you're curious about what I'm using, I will try and remember to link it down below. Haven't been linking a whole lot of stuff lately. And I'll do blush, bronzer, highlight, concealer, that kind of stuff after. Because I'm going to be working with some darker shades here. Now I'll do a voiceover for this part, that way I can speed it up and it'll be less time, but I will talk you through everything that I did. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm going to be listening to music in the background, so I will have to mute out the sounds, but hopefully you guys find some spooky inspiration. I'll try and do 2 different looks on each eye and keep them simple enough so that anybody can do them. And if you have questions, then feel free to ask in the comment section. Alright, so just a heads up, I went ahead and sped everything up times 1.5 speed, so it is sped up just a little bit, and I have zoomed the camera in editing. I've cut out every time I look down or turn my head, that kind of thing. This video was initially 39 minutes long. I have it down to 17 and some change. The brush that I'm using, in case you're curious, I got it from an Ipsy. This is the Pigment Packer from MOTD. And I use this brush for both looks. I just end up using my JCat Beauty color switch to take product off in between. Now I'm starting off with a darker purple shadow. This is a warmer purple. I got this from Colourpop. So any purple single that you have, but the one I'm using is actually in the shade Try Me. I'm trying to look at what it is in the case. And then the next shade that I go into is also a Colourpop shadow. It's actually a warm lilac purple shade, so it's not a blue based purple, it's a yellow based purple. And this one is actually a matte in the shade Eris. But you can use whatever purples that you have in your collection. Just remember that when you're using a purple shadow, some shadows tend to be more warm toned than others, and the same is true with purples. Some purples lean more cool tone, some lean more warm tone. You would think because blue and red are what make purple that it would be more of a cool undertone, but then again you've got the red, which is, a warmer shade. So it just, I guess, depends on how much warm is in it. Now, on the actual lid, I am using a purple shimmer shade, but it's actually a mix of shades that I'm using. It's 2 shades mixed to get a shimmer. And you can use anything that you want, and this one is absolutely stunning, the shade that I'm using right now. And just so you know, I'm using a Wet n Wild brush. This is, I think, meant for concealer. It's the low dome one. I think it cost me 83 cents on Amazon. I'm using a JD Glow shadow in the center of the lid, and it's absolutely stunning. It's from their Galaxy collection. It's called Anomaly. And I think I paid $7 for it, and I used the other shade that I have from them as well in this look. And I'm working on purple liner right now. I also have the shade Peacock, which looks blue in sunlight or turquoise, and then purple in other lights. The color I used up on my brow bone is actually a white shade from another indie brand, and I don't recommend this indie brand, but if you go to their site, you can look at the color on there. It's in the shade Atlas. It's from Terra Moons Cosmetics. It's like a purple blue shifting chunky white shadow. So any like white iridescent shadow that you have that may or may not switch would probably be best. That's what I use for the inner corner and the brow bone. And I'm using my purple water activated liner, and yes, there are 2 tips on that wing. I did that on purpose. I did like a forked tip on it. Now on this side, I'm using a darker green shade. This is also another Colourpop single that I bought recently in the shade Conjure Up. You can use any green that you want, but this, it's funny, in the pan it looks more like it would have a blue base to it, but on the eye it looks more like it has a warm undertone. And it's interesting because looking at it right now in the pan, it does look more of a cool tone green versus a warm tone green. And as you can see, it is a little patchy going on. So I then take another shadow and press over it, and this is actually a shimmer that I mixed with it so that the green would be a little bit darker. So it's more like mixing a black and a green together, but the green that I used was a shimmer mixed with the black, and I just kind of swirled it on my finger and then applied it. Now I'm actually going back in with the light purple shade that I used on the other eye from Colourpop, and it's just because it's a warm tone green, I wanted to use the warm tone purple, and I love purple and green together, so that's why I went with the light purple on this eye as well. Also, it kind of ties the 2 looks together, and I'm going back in with that multi-chrome, and the purple multi-chrome is absolutely stunning. I'm actually using Peacock on this eye. Like I said, that's the one that's like turquoise that shifts purple. The other one is like a darker purple to a lighter purple shift on the other eye. But this is just stunning, and I do press over the shadow with my finger. That's what I'm doing there, is I'm pressing over it so that it not only does it foil it, but it makes it so much more like impactful. And I tried taking a green shimmer shade that I had that was a little bit lighter. There's no name on it at all, so I don't even know what it is, but it's something I depotted, and it didn't really show up that well, so I ended up going back over it with a purple here in a minute. I'm using a neon shadow on top. That's the one that I got from like Lele Posh, but you can use like any purple neon shadow that you have, or a lighter purple shadow, and then just blending to make sure I don't have any like harsh lines or anything. And I use the Colourpop light purple again just to blend out that brow bone. And because I didn't like how the outer edge was looking, I then took that galaxy shadow mixed with that black and the green again to try and deepen that outer edge. Oh, and I left the e.l.f. that eye tape on the other side to help with my wing. So if you notice that you have a hard time with a wing, leaving your little eye papers on, or your tape, or whatever you use that help you get a straighter line with your shadow, leaving it on while you do your liner will also help you get a sharper line. I used the teal green on the outer edge and then the purple on the inner, and then realized I had a spot on the other eye that needed to be fixed as well. And there's where we're at right now. I'm going to go do concealer and then come back. And the brushes that I was using, I didn't even talk about those. I used the Farrah 3 mini tapered blending brush from their Midnight collection. You can buy this brush individually for like $14. The other brush I used is a BH Cosmetics 105 brush. It's like a domed pencil brush, but it's very flexible. I have other pencil brushes that are like this, and they're really stiff, but this one is really soft. And then this is the MOTD brush that I'm using, that pigment packer. I'm going back in with that neon shadow over that front where I had tried to put that weird green shimmer shade that didn't quite work out. And I'm going back over it with the purple, and I'm packing that neon shadow on and then pressing over it with my finger to smooth out any like chunky or chalkiness of it. And on this side, I'm going in with the lighter purple that I had gotten from Colourpop that's like a warm tone purple, and then using the darker tone purple on the outside, and then just kind of merging the two in the center. And then of course I pop that multi-chrome on over it. And I do have black in my waterline on both eyes. I used, I think it's Oberstadt for my liner, but any black gel liner that you have will pretty much work in your waterline. And if you have itchy, watery, drippy, runny eyes like I do, finding a black that goes in your waterline and stays on is like a bonus. I'm also taking that multi-chrome and putting it on the center of my lips, and now I'm placing rhinestones. I had a heck of a time with these rhinestones. I went to get them off, like tried peeling them off the little paper that they're stuck to, and I'd peel the rhinestone off and the little sticky part would stay on the paper, so I'd have to use the tweezers to put the rhinestone back on, and then I would have to grab the rhinestone and like wiggle it on the paper in order to get it to come off. The tool that I'm using that has a little sticky red end on it, that's made for picking up like loose rhinestones where they're not pre-adhesived. And I just added some rhinestones wherever I thought it would be fun, because I wanted to make sure that the look was simple, but you can dress it up. So that's what this is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I mean, yes, I talked about brand and stuff like that, but any purple shadows that you have, also the outer edge here that's like black with the green over it, I have a shade, I think it's called Serpentine from Lele Posh, that also looks very similar to that you could probably use that as well. There's a shade in that Jeffree Star Shane Dawson palette that is also very similar to that green. So use what you have, or mix a black with a shimmer green. And now I'm going to share some still photos that I took of these looks so you can see what it looks like. And that's it for me. I will be back to talk to you when this was recorded back 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. See ya. All right, so I ended up not using the stencils, but I did use several of the rhinestones, and the glue on these is really weird. I ended up having to use my tweezers instead of the little tool that I have to pick rhinestones and glitter and stuff up, because the little sticky piece stayed to this and didn't go with the gem, so I had to kind of get my tweezers on it and work it to get it to come off. Sorry for the air. It's 92 in Florida. It's like October 12th or 13th, and it's 92 degrees here, so. The lip is actually a gray lipstick with a purple eyeliner around the outside, and then one of the shade that I used here and here I popped in the center, and then I went over that with the shade that I used up here. So basically this is really simple. I used purple eyeshadow for blush, I used black mixed with white for bronzer, and then I used purple and pink shimmer shades for my highlight. This eye was a matte green, a matte dark green, and a dark purple and then a light purple for this eye, and then I used a green shimmer, a duochrome purple and blue shimmer on this, and then on the inner part I had used it's like a green to purple shifting duochrome, but it didn't show up very good, so I went back over it with a regular light purple shimmer shade. This is all varying shades of purple, so I started off with a darker purple and then went into a really pastel purple above it, and then did the same shade here that I did here. That's actually a JD Glow shadow. I'll show it to you. It's beautiful. It is a duochrome. This is Anomaly. It's from their Galaxy collection. You can use any purple shadow that you have to really create either of these looks. I did green and purple on one eye. I love green and purple together. I also like purple and orange together, but I have to find the right color combo between orange and purple to get them to mesh well, because some oranges are too yellow to mix with purple because purple's a blue base. And then you get some purples that are just a funky shade of purple. So I'm really picky about my purple and orange shades together. So this is 3 different shimmer purples. This is a really pastel light. It's like a pinky purple shimmer. And then I did a like white based iridescent shimmer for the brow bone. And then I did light purple, dark purple, and black for the rhinestones. On this one, I used the green, and then an AB clear, a light purple, and a dark purple out here. I also used black eyeshadow in my eyebrows and black liner in my waterline. The liners that I used, this one's on my website for $5. It's the purple. It's what I use on this side to do like a forked wing. And then this is green. I don't have this made yet, but I'm looking at getting it made in a split pan. So this is green on the outside edge, and then I use purple on the inside edge, and then mascara, and that's it. It's everything on my face. So if you want to recreate this, again, it's green and purple. Hopefully you have greens and purples in your collection. When I think Halloween in October, I think like really rich, dark, like hunter greens and emerald greens and jewel tone greens, eggplant purple, royal purple, dark, rich purples. I think like navy blue and just the really rich fall, the actual fall colors. But I really think dark tones, and a lot of people think grungy, like mustards and baby shit browns, and I don't think those colors. I think like more along the lines of like the colors that royalty would wear. So there you go. And the cat ears are from L'Oreal. These are from one of their liners. I got a liner in the ears, the cat ears, in a set for like $9, and the liquid liner I actually really like. And so yeah, but the cat ears are cute. You know. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Have a fantastic day or night wherever you are. If you want more of these like no name, I've got a bunch of things out. Just whatever I had on the counter, and I looked for colors in each one to pull. So if you want more videos like this where I just kind of like randomly pull colors and do looks, let me know what color combos you want down below, and I will get some looks done. I will do a talk through tutorial, or I'll do a talk over once I get all the funky, every time I do this or this, every time I cut those out, I will do that part first, and then I'll do a voiceover over everything. Battery died. So anyways, hopefully you guys like these 2 looks. If you do, leave me a comment down below, throw a like on the video, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. Have a fantastic day or night wherever you are.